Have you ever wondered what lies beneath 3 kilometers of ice in Antarctica? A question to ponder as we dive into the enigma that is Antarctica, the world's southernmost continent. This icy landmass is a place of extremes. It's the coldest, driest, and windiest continent on Earth. Temperatures here have been known to plummet to a bone-chilling -89.2 degrees Celsius. It's a landscape so harsh and unforgiving that it seems almost alien in its starkness. Yet, it's also a place of immense beauty, with its vast, gleaming white terrain stretching as far as the eye can see. Antarctica is also home to the largest single mass of ice in the world. This colossal ice sheet, on average 3 kilometers thick, is not just a defining feature of the continent's landscape, but also a crucial element of our planet's climate system. Remarkably, this frozen reservoir holds about 80% of the world's fresh water. That's more than all the rivers, lakes, and reservoirs in the rest of the world combined. But Antarctica isn't just a barren, icy wilderness, it's also a haven for a variety of unique wildlife. From the emperor penguins, known for their incredible resilience and complex social structures, to the colossal blue whales that feed in its nutrient-rich waters, Antarctica is a thriving ecosystem, a testament to the tenacity of life even in the harshest conditions. And then there's the human element. Believe it or not, you're not allowed to set foot on this icy continent if you haven't removed your wisdom teeth or appendix. An odd rule perhaps, but one that underscores the extreme conditions and isolation of this mysterious land. So, we have a continent that's cold, dry, and windy, a colossal ice sheet that holds a significant chunk of the world's freshwater, and an array of unique wildlife that calls this icy wilderness home. Yet these are just the surface details. But the real mystery lies beneath its thick ice sheet. Our journey begins in the early 19th century, when Antarctica was merely a myth, a blank space on the map, an enigma whispered about in hushed, reverent tones. In those days, sealers were the unsung pioneers of Antarctic exploration. These hardy souls, braving the treacherous southern ocean, were among the first to lay eyes on the icy wilderness. The year was 1820, and the sealer William Smith, aboard his ship, the Williams, made the first recorded sighting of the Antarctic mainland. However, it was not until a year later that the first confirmed landing took place. The American sealer John Davis and his crew, driven by curiosity and the promise of untapped resources, set foot on the frozen landmass. It was a momentous occasion, marking mankind's first steps on the last unexplored continent on Earth. But the Antarctic climate was not welcoming. The explorers faced hardships unimaginable to us today. Imagine, if you will, the biting cold, the howling winds, the blinding snowstorms, the isolation, the constant threat of frostbite, the looming specter of starvation. Yet, these pioneers persevered, driven by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and discovery. The early explorers were not just sealers, though. There were also naval officers like the British Captain James Clark Ross, who discovered the Ross Sea and the massive volcanoes Mount Erebus and Mount Terror. There were scientists like the German geographer Erich von Drygalski, who conducted the first comprehensive scientific survey of the Antarctic region. These men and their crews faced incredible challenges. They battled the elements, navigated treacherous ice-infested waters, and endured long, dark winters. Yet, they pressed on, compelled by the allure of the unknown, the promise of discovery, and the sheer human instinct to explore. Despite the challenges, the mystery of the frozen continent continued to beckon explorers. Their courage, tenacity, and thirst for knowledge paved the way for the scientific exploration of Antarctica that continues to this day. Their legacy is a testament to the power of human curiosity and the relentless pursuit of discovery. The early 20th century marks what we now call the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. This period witnessed daring, relentless adventurers who made their mark on the frozen continent, and 2 names stand out in particular: Roald Amundsen and Robert Falcon Scott. Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer, was a man driven by the desire to be the first. He was a master of survival in the polar regions, having learned from the Inuit people during his previous Arctic expeditions. His meticulous preparation and ruthless efficiency were key to his success. He and his team set off for the South Pole in October of 1911, using sled dogs for transport, and by mid-December, they had achieved their goal. Amundsen's team was the first to reach the South Pole, planting the Norwegian flag in the icy wilderness. In contrast, Robert Falcon Scott, a British Royal Navy officer, had a different approach. His team relied heavily on motor sledges, ponies, and man-hauling. The journey was arduous, with the harsh Antarctic conditions taking a heavy toll on their health and equipment. They arrived at the South Pole a month after Amundsen, only to find the Norwegian flag already fluttering in the icy wind. The disappointment was immense, but the worst was yet to come. On their return journey, Scott's team faced severe weather conditions and dwindling supplies. Tragically, all 5 members of the team perished on the ice. The heroic age was not just about racing to the South Pole. It was an era of exploration, discovery, and pushing the boundaries of human endurance. The stories of Amundsen and Scott are tales of triumph and tragedy, of man versus nature in its most hostile form. These heroic endeavors paved the way for scientific exploration of Antarctica. From exploration to discovery, the mid-20th century brought a new era for Antarctica. A period of unprecedented cooperation and scientific exploration, known as the International Geophysical Year, took place from July 1, 1957 to December 31, 1958. During this time, 12 countries, including the United States and the Soviet Union, set aside their political differences and established over 60 research stations across Antarctica. The discoveries made during the International Geophysical Year were groundbreaking. Scientists gained a deeper understanding of Antarctica's geology, climate, and unique ecosystem. They discovered that the continent was not a static, frozen wasteland, but a dynamic, ever-changing environment. They found evidence of vast, subglacial lakes, active volcanoes, and even microorganisms surviving in the harshest of conditions. However, it wasn't just the scientific discoveries that were significant. The International Geophysical Year also marked a turning point in how nations interacted with Antarctica. The spirit of collaboration and shared scientific endeavor led to the creation of the Antarctic Treaty, signed on December 1, 1959. The Antarctic Treaty was a landmark agreement. It banned military activity, prohibited nuclear testing, and put a stop to territorial claims. But perhaps most importantly, it declared that Antarctica should be used exclusively for peaceful purposes and scientific research. It ensured that the knowledge gained from studying this unique environment would be shared freely and openly with the world. The treaty also established the principle of environmental protection, recognizing the need to preserve Antarctica's pristine condition for future generations. It created a framework for managing human activity on the continent, from waste disposal to tourism, ensuring that any impact was minimized. So, as we delve deeper into the icy depths of Antarctica, the treaty ensured that our curiosity and thirst for knowledge did not come at the expense of the continent's fragile ecosystem. It paved the way for the scientific discoveries that continue to this day, from understanding climate change to searching for extraterrestrial life. The Antarctic Treaty ensured that the mysteries of Antarctica would continue to be unraveled for the benefit of all mankind. The spirit of cooperation and shared scientific endeavor that marked the International Geophysical Year continues to guide our interactions with this icy continent. Today, scientists from around the world are delving deeper into Antarctica's icy secrets. Their tools of choice aren't just pickaxes and sleds anymore. They're employing cutting-edge techniques like ice core drilling and satellite imagery to go where no human has ever gone before. Ice core drilling is like taking a time machine back into the past. Think of it as Earth's freezer, preserving tidbits of our planet's climate history. By studying the composition of these ice cores, scientists can understand the atmospheric conditions from hundreds of thousands of years ago. It's a little like reading a book, but instead of flipping pages, they're going through layers of ice. But Antarctica isn't just a historical archive, it's also a living, breathing ecosystem. Using satellite imagery, researchers have discovered subglacial lakes hidden beneath kilometers of ice. These lakes are isolated from the rest of the world, creating unique environments that could potentially harbor life. It's not just penguins and seals that call Antarctica home. Microbes in these subglacial lakes could be surviving in the harshest conditions imaginable, giving us clues about the potential for life on other planets. And there's more. The ice of Antarctica also conceals meteorites, perfectly preserved by the cold. These extraterrestrial rocks can provide invaluable insights into the formation of our solar system. The ice, it seems, is not just a barrier, but a gateway to understanding the cosmos. But as we learn more, we also realize how much we still don't know. Scientists are constantly finding new subglacial features, from towering mountains to deep canyons. Each discovery opens up a new set of questions, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge further. As we continue to explore, who knows what other secrets this icy continent holds? It's a reminder that even in our modern world there are still places left to discover, mysteries to solve, and stories to tell. Antarctica, with its frozen landscapes and hidden lakes, continues to captivate us, drawing us into its icy embrace.